That's a long time, Big Chris. You play baseball player. If I could hit, I'd play some ball. You said you were scared.
Oh, I got it. No, I don't.
All right, we'll go ahead and get started. First of all, let me just, everybody that doesn't know, most of the students know, but, Coach Williams comes from Parkway High School, and we've been doing this a lot lately, and it's so exciting to be doing this thing here again today. We're so proud of Evelyn and having the opportunity to take her talents, both academically and athletically, to the next level. And she's so deserving, and we know that she's going to do a phenomenal job at the University of Arkansas at Monticello, the Boll Weevils. So we're
Cotton blossom.
Cotton blossom. All right. So we're so excited for her, excited for her family. I know that they're proud of her. We're happy that her internal family, which is the student body and the faculty and staff, is here, as well as her external family has come to join in this great occasion as well. So we just come here to welcome you, and Coach Curry is going to take the helm, and we'll proceed as she directs. So appreciate y'all being here.
Thank you. Okay, those of you that know me know I can get long-winded. I can jump around. I'm always full of stories. So I've got my notes to keep me on track. Of course, I've got my partner in crime, Coach Randy. Okay, Evelyn. So I've had the pleasure of coaching Evelyn for the past 4 years. And I want to stress that word, pleasure. It's truly been a pleasure. What an honor it has been to be a part of Evelyn's playing, and also being a part of today's special day for Evelyn and her family. Evelyn's been a Lady Panther player for 4 years and has played every position. Okay. This year, she was a 6 rotation player that contributed to our success in running the 6-2 for the first time. Thank you, Evelyn, for being you. We are also excited to watch your new chapter unfold as a true student athlete at the University of Arkansas in Monticello. Thank you, Mr. and Ms. Dang, for always being so supportive, and the parents that you are. Also to your siblings, we saw a lot of Violet. Appreciate your support. Of course, your brother was working on his state title. Evelyn is a true example of a team player. She's a true illustration of leading by example. She's a true example of dedication. She's a true example of a friend and a student athlete. Most importantly, she's an example of remaining humble and giving thanks. Evelyn's dedication to anything she's involved in has always been nothing less than impeccable. Over the past 4 years, she has been the picture of student athlete. Hear me say that again. Evelyn has successfully juggled multiple extracurricular activities here at school and giving it all that she had to each of them while also excelling academically. I remember the first time meeting Evelyn as an 8th grader. Coach Randy and I were laughing about that earlier. In the Elm Grove gym. Do y'all remember that? She had never played volleyball. I knew her sister. She was in my PE class, and she told me that she had a little sister that might be interested, but there was no way I was talking Lydia into playing. Evelyn came in, knew nothing, but she gave her best as she rotated through our drills that we had set up in that little gym. Coach Randy and I immediately were drawn to her in the way that she took instruction and how quick she learned. I remember he pulled her down and had her running with hitting the ball. Remember we had a drill and she had never done that before, but gave it everything she had and did it with a smile. I remember us noticing the way that she interacted with and also encouraged her peers, and that was something that stood out. Evelyn has always led in confidence and has played in confidence, which goes back to our team foot. Do you think you can or you think you can't? You're right. Believing in yourself. Coach Randy and I had to watch Evelyn close. You know why? She would play injured. Okay? We were always really concerned about Evelyn. We didn't know in always concerned about what was best for her team and not herself. After each game, players are required to send a team and personal evaluation of both their strengths and weaknesses. Evelyn poured out so much into these evaluations. She always found a way to brag on her teammates, giving them credit for the night's success, and taking blame for anything that may not have gone as planned. It became much larger than just being on the court. She is a student of the game. Evelyn has truly been dedicated to our program here at Parkway. She has done it all, from working at our camps, our tournaments, even officiating. Some of Evelyn's accolades while here include, she was a member of our winning freshman team, bringing home the first place trophy in our annual freshman tournament. She's been named a team MVP and most dedicated player, and she served as a team captain and also a small group leader. Her 2021 title of all district first team, her junior year, and then this year, and we actually talked about this prior to season. It's kind of like her goal, along with other things, but was to continue to get better and to be maybe an offensive or an MVP of some type. And 2022, she was named All-District Offensive MVP and State All-Academic Team. So I pulled a few stats. It looks like though Evelyn holds a school record with aces. I'm proud of you for that too. Also, though, our 2022 district stats. So she played in 44 sets. She had 60 aces, 102 kills, 12 blocks, 122 assists, and 112 decks. And those went into our district books. So I've spoken to Coach English at UAM numerous times, and she is absolutely ecstatic about you joining her team. She feels like Evelyn's going to come in and make an impact from day one, and I'm confident that she will. I know you'll continue to make an impact. Evelyn, thank you for what you are leaving us here with at Parkway. We have all learned so much from you. Continue to share your contagious laughter and dedication and those around you. Maybe she can take the snack bag up there.
I'm bringing it in green.
You are? There you go. Okay. It went everywhere with us. You have so much to offer this big world. Now go, chase your dreams, and remember the best is yet to come. So now, I'd like to welcome Coach Randy, coach here at Parkway.
Thank you. Good job, Coach. She was worried about how long she was going to take and go on. But, I'm going off the cuff here. The team knows me. I don't talk very long. I get short and sweet and to the point. But there's not enough to be said about Evelyn. I couldn't add more to what my coach has already said. Like I said, when we met her 8th grade year at Elm Grove, and that class actually stood out a lot. And it was. Lydia, you can take the credit, because I remember Coach saying, well, she has a taller older sister, and that's why she was trying to recruit her in there. I remember her saying that about Evelyn, so not that your height had anything to do with it. But no, she is a wonderful girl all around. You couldn't ask for a better girl, teammate, player, and everything, academically and physically, be able to go out there and do what she did. That class, it's unfortunate that when we get the girls at this age, that was the first time she'd ever played volleyball, correct? And that's just how it's been here so far. Hopefully that'll change here in a few years. But she was a starter her sophomore year. Very rarely have we ever had a freshman start, play all the way through their high school career. But she was definitely one of those that started her sophomore year. She played JV her freshman year a little bit. We moved around. But I'll tell you what, after her freshman year, she started playing club ball and stuff like that. But things like that more you play, obviously the better you're going to get. And she came back her sophomore year just a completely different player and ready to go. And that big improvement was just outstanding. And that's something that you, as a coach, that you look for in all your athletes. So she definitely took it up a level, and she's continued to grow every single year. Impressed, because I don't get to see our kids like Coach Curry does every day. Just as the other kids are walking in, it's like, wow, they're already growing up, getting taller than me. But yeah, she definitely has grown every single year. She's a wonderful teammate. She's there to encourage others, to take the things that she's learned and pass it along to the other teammates. She's definitely a team player, because that's what we want on our team. We don't want an individual out there playing their game. We want them to share their game so the whole team will be better. And that's the kind of girl that Evelyn has, and I've appreciated that about her. Great attitude. Another thing that we look for. Despite being in hard times, whether practice is not good, games aren't good, you didn't play your best, she'll always bounce right back, and that's wonderful. That's another attribute that we look for in our athletes, and she exemplifies all that and so much more. So proud of her that she's kind of officially really our first girl to sign. We had one do it afterwards, but couldn't be a better person to lead, to be an example to others out there and everything she does. And I've told all of our younger girls, she is an example that you want to be. If you need to follow somebody, follow Evelyn. And I want to wish you the best luck. Hopefully we can come up there and watch you play sometime. That'd be awesome to get up there. But I just want to congratulate you, and the job well done all around. Thank you.
Evelyn's club coach, Coach BT. I'd like to invite him up.
Okay, I clowned you in here too. Okay.
Okay. So, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Evelyn's club coach. I've coached volleyball for 40 years, give or take-ish. I played volleyball at the highest level internationally. I almost went to the Olympics. I keep telling Evelyn the ball needs to be inbounds instead of out of bounds. That's why I didn't go. I've enjoyed Evelyn thoroughly for 4 years now. Evelyn is the first girl in TC Elite that has been with us for 4 years. All 4 years as a volleyball player. One of the things that happens as a student athlete is you want to get recruited, you have dreams. Evelyn had a dream a few years back that she wanted to go and play volleyball in college. And I said, I'll help you as much as I can. And then last year she was doubting a little bit, right? You remember about a year ago in a parking lot in front of Christus, I pulled Evelyn aside and I said, you do understand that you are probably the most valuable player in Shreveport-Bossier. And she looks at me, surprised, I'm going to say. Surprised, right? Because Evelyn is one of the few players who can do everything equally good on the court. If you put her in there, she's just going to do it no matter what. And one of the places you actually get noticed as a student athlete are going to be in the club scenes. What am I going to say is, volleyball coaches in college don't come out and watch you guys in high school play anymore. They just don't have time, and it's a little bit sad because there's a bunch of athletes who deserve to get recognized and seen to play this sport that is wonderful. Evelyn has been, you are the first one that signed a D2 full ride at the university from Shreveport-Bossier. The first one. We had one that went D2 last year, 4 years ago from Shreve, but it was as a walk-on. But Evelyn is the first official volleyball player out of Shreveport-Bossier who has done it. And you need to dream big, right? Right. We are proud of you. I am. And I'm happy. I get emotional because I care. I'm happy that you have a family that's so supportive. And they've been a great part of TC League. So TC League got started 6 years ago, 7 years ago. It's originally called Two Chicks. It was Katie and Chevy who started the volleyball club TC League. And since I'm not a girl, it can't be two chicks when I took over. So it had to be Twin Cities for Shreveport-Bossier, because we talked with one mayor and he got mad that they were not in the name, and we talked with the other one and he got mad, so we said if we just call it Twin Cities, everybody thinks we're from Minnesota. I have an accent, so it's perfect. So that's kind of where it went. We are working hard in the background all the time. Last year was the first year that middle schools had volleyball in this area. So it's going to be feeder programs to Parkway, which is going to be absolutely fantastic. You're going to have players that are already having 1 year, maybe 2 years of experience in volleyball. So the sport is growing. It's the fastest growing sport in the region. There's more volleyball players in Shreveport-Bossier than there's basketball players combined. That's going to tell you a little bit about how fast this sport is growing. And Evelyn was the start of that. So hopefully, Parkway, everybody else gets athletes like Evelyn, because she is very special. So those of you who've been teammates with her, I hope you understand how special she actually is. So we have one more tournament. We hopefully are going to win. We're going to nationals with TC League this year, and hopefully Evelyn can end her career with a bang. I really hope so. So, congratulations, Evelyn. I'm proud of you.
Okay, Evelyn, are you ready?
Yeah. Okay, I'm just literally going to read off this paper, so if it sounds scripted, it's scripted, and it was written at like 12 last night, because I was on my way home from Tulsa, Oklahoma. So. Okay, good afternoon to all my friends, family, teammates, coaches, and faculty. I just want to start off by saying thank you to everyone who came out here today to support me and watch me further my academic and athletic career. I would not be where I am without each and every single one of you. To continue, volleyball, is not a very widely known sport here in Louisiana, and I, never really viewed the sport as an option until one day in 8th grade, a packet got dropped off at Elm Grove, and I was in the office, and Jada was like, "We're doing it." She forced me to try out. I was like, "I'm not doing nothing in high school. Like, who cares? Like, whatever." But Jada said, "You're trying out," so we tried out together. I can still remember the bright blue volleyball my mom bought me. It was probably like $15, like that trashy ball. And little did she know it would turn into like a few $1,000s for the next 2 years with all my club season and everything. But yeah, the nets weren't even set up properly, and there were 80 other girls out there, like filled the gym, packed, like Mac and everyone. All of us were out there. We were packed in there like sardines in the boys' gym. It was bad, but it was okay. We made it. We did that, and so this is where my thank you start off. If Coach Curry didn't choose me to be part of her freshman Lady Panthers team, I probably would never have touched a volleyball again. Coach Curry, Coach Tristan, not all of y'all like volleyball girls know who that is, but he was there freshman year, and Coach Randy, I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity. Okay, they started my passion for the sport and really helped me flourish as a player. Coach Curry and Coach Randy have seen me almost every single day over the last 4 years, and have had me play so many different positions, like outside, middle, and even setter. And y'all know my hands are not very gentle. But yeah, they forced me out of my comfort zone, and this allowed me to grow as a player because I had to learn each skill, so I could be the best teammate for my team. Next, I want to say thank you to my teammates, both high school and club. Thank you to my high school team for giving me the best memories on the long bus rides and helping me up every time I throw myself to the ground after every ball. Because trust me, I'm on that floor and it's It's not okay. But yes, thank you. Thank you to the freshmen and JV teams for putting your faith in me and allowing me to help you find your passion for the sport. I will forever cherish the memories I have coaching y'all, helping y'all, and just being an example. I will forever be a Lady Panther and have more to give. Thank you to my club teammates who made the late night practices worth it. I remember going to Northwood every night. It's like 40 minutes from my house, 7 to 9, get home at 10, have homework, all that crap. Thank you, BT, for that. Could have put me earlier in the day, but whatever. Thank you, Abby and Caitlin, for going through the last 3 years by my side and making sure I know when I mess up. You both always seem to be the first to get on to me when I make a mistake and the first to pick me up. Y'all are both the true definitions of best. Thank you to all my teammates that are here and the ones that aren't here for believing in my abilities and giving me the opportunity to play with each and every single one of y'all's different style. You all hold a special place in my heart, and I cannot say thank you enough. Thank you more so to my club. Thank you, TC Lee, for everything. Coach Kaylee, Coach BT, Coach Ann, and even the late Coach Shio, thank you. Words cannot describe how thankful I am to have you all in my corner. Thank you to Coach Kaylee for providing me with knowledge of the sport. I'm grateful to have you to look up to. You and Coach BT started this club from scratch, and that's the best possible thing to happen to me. You both saw the unconfident 14-year-old girl that was so unsure of herself, and yet you took a chance on me. I could go on days for like ever about my appreciation and utmost respect I have for you, Coach Kaylee. She's not here today, but I'm sure BT will tell her all about this. Okay, he'll forget, but I'll tell her all about it because I respect her the most. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Now, thank you, Coach BT, for saying the most in me. I remember when you showed up to my first ever 15U club practice. It was my first practice ever, and you just hit the balls at us so hard. Like, I'm this frail little 15-year-old girl, and you're just hitting the balls at me so hard. I remember like my arms being bright red. They're bright red up here. That's not even where you're supposed to take the ball. And I felt like I was gonna bruise the next day, but you know, I didn't. You've pushed me these last few years to the edge. Well, you actually pushed me way past whatever that edge was, but it's fine. But I guess we wouldn't be here if you had not done that. You've seen me be the happiest person goofing off with my teammates, to yelling at the refs for making the dumbest calls, and even to me crying over my performance. I will forever hear in my head, it's just mental, you've got this. I really want to thank you for sticking by my side for all of the roller coasters of emotions I've had and will continue to have for the remainder of the season. Yeah, you better pack up for nationals because I probably won't be struggling by day 3. Just thank you. Next, I want to thank my family. Thank you, Mom, for being the most supportive person there is. You learned all the new rules for my sport within a span of weeks, just so you didn't look stupid yelling at everyone. Sure, you didn't know that we could touch the ball 3 times or whatever, but you figured it out, and here we are. Thank you for taking time out of your already busy life to drive me to practices when I couldn't, for being my shoulder to cry on when I was unhappy with how I played, and for keeping it real with me. You pushed me to fight for playing time and to be the best person and player I could be. Thank you for bringing humanity into this sport and for making sure I don't make it all about me. Thank you, Dad. You're the typical sports dad. You yell at me when I mess up. You tell me you don't want to come to my games anymore. But you feel the hurt when I lose or when I've had a bad game. And I guess I thank you for understanding that because nobody really gets the pain that I feel except you. But you express it by like raising your voice. Thank you for cheering me on and even watching me when we get absolutely crushed. We're not getting crushed now, though. That was a few years ago. Thank you for cheering me on, just in general. I thank you for forcing me to do better because you just can't stand to watch when I'm struggling. Or, in other words, sucking. Next, thank you to my siblings for being there. I love how you all think volleyball is easy, and you can easily beat me in a 1v1 in a 6v6 sport. But I know that's sibling rivalry. I want to thank y'all for playing in random family tournaments with me and somehow getting into the top 3. Boomer Dangs for the win. Anyways, Josiah, Lydia, and Caleb, you are all what pushes me to be the best at this because I have to be on something in life, and volleyball seems to be that thing. Mostly, thank you, Violet. Thank you, V. You are the world's smallest yet biggest fan. You've literally been born into the sports life. Thank you for coming to all my games, the early ones, the late ones, and even the 13-hour away ones. You're the only voice I want to ever hear when I play, and I love how you just chase down every stray ball for me so I don't run out of breath when I have to run across the arenas. Lastly, I want to thank God. I've always played with faith in my heart. No games were ever started without saying a prayer to God. I've always been the one to pray before each game. Ask any of the girls. I pray, we huddle up, even if it's about winning or if it's about making sure I'm okay or anyone else is okay, but that's what I like to do. I've always made sure to include God and pray for all the teams in the huddle because He is the one who got me here. His faith and His plan for me is why I am who I am. I never really believed in playing in college, and I always just said I'll leave that one to God. Kind of jokingly, like, God's got this, whatever. Like, how people just say it all willy-nilly, but little did I know He really had me. My family and I, we would pray sometimes, throw it in, help guide her to the right choice, because college sucks to decide where to go. So we would just say that. And then one day, Coach English took a chance on me, and she had me come up there and practice with the girls at the University of Arkansas, Monticello, and I came out full riding it, so thank you to him for that. Lastly, before I sign my papers, I want to thank myself for staying strong and staying true to my true intentions. Thank you to everyone who is here today, whether it's in spirit or physically, even if you weren't mentioned because I simply forgot to type it out because I was, once again, driving late at night. I want to let you know I'm the most appreciative. With all that being said, I'm officially going to be committing myself to the University of Arkansas at Monticello. Go Cotton Blossoms!
Okay, are we ready to sign?
Yes, please. It's not working. You got me a bad pen. And it's official.
Proud of you. Congratulations. Okay, thank you for coming, and thank you for being a part of this very special occasion. If you would so kindly, I know there's a couple of you, or a number of you that want to have pictures made with Evelyn, but we have some media here, so if you would allow them to please speak with her, interview, get pictures or whatever they need to do, and so they can move on prior. Appreciate that. Thank you. Congratulations again.